What's going on, everybody? Kenny Bomber's in the building, and for the last few days, AEW Fight Forever has been the talk of the wrestling game community. Unfortunately, not for good reasons. Some people are angry, some people are disappointed, and some people still are hopeful. Those of us who are hopeful could be the voices that eventually end up turning this thing around. Coach the GOAT is one of those voices I think we absolutely need to hear. They reached out to me, Unsanctioned TV, and the team responsible for AEW Fight Forever with some great suggestions that I think would get this game on the right track. Now, don't get me wrong, I strongly believe they know what we want, but for some reason, we still haven't gotten it yet. But if we stop talking about it, then we probably ain't never gonna get it. So we gotta talk about it. But first, let me know in the comment section where you are. Are you finished with this game? Are you still hopeful? Or are you content? But don't forget to smash that subscribe button if you don't want to miss any updates on any of your favorite wrestling games. Now let's get into it.
Render the goddamn moon get hipper.
So we head to the website, formerly known as Twitter, where we have a post from Coach the GOAT. He tags Zydes, Kenny Omega, Tony Khan, THQ Nordic, AEW Games, Ukes, me, and Unsanctioned TV. Shout out to Unsanctioned TV. But this post was put together very well, and he tagged everybody who needed to hear it. The problem is right now it only has 50 views. We have to get behind each other and start supporting when these tweets come out so we can make sure our voices are being heard. It will work because Unsanctioned TV did it before. On July 2nd, this was pretty much right after the game came out, Unsanctioned TV posted, "Having fun on AEW Fight Forever, but it needs a lot of work. I want this to be an official feedback thread. If you have played or are currently playing, please comment below." And he tagged all of the right people, just like Coach the GOAT did. And guess what happened? Kenny Omega responded, "As someone who plays a ton of fighting games and FPS, I'll always encourage fixing and rebalancing when situations like these turn up. There will be continued support for the game, so all of this feedback and suggestions are great. Thank you." And this is the real Kenny Omega. This is not fake. 589.4 thousand subscribers. This is Kenny Omega who responded to Unsanctioned TV's post, and if we keep getting behind each other like this, they will continue to respond. Well, hopefully. But this is the perfect time to test it out because I agree with pretty much everything he has on this list. If you agree with it, hop on X if you have an account, drop a like on this post, and go ahead and retweet it. And let's see if we can get somebody to respond. So we're going to go through this list, and I want y'all to let me know in the comment section if there's anything you would add, take out, change, or did he get it spot on? He starts off, "Dear AEW Games and THQ Nordic, this letter is to intimate you." Now, I thought he meant intimidate you. I reached out to him and he said he did mean intimate, so we gonna keep it like that. "About my concerns regarding the performance of AEW Fight Forever. Overall, the game performs well. There are some issues that need to be addressed. Also, I have listed some suggestions regarding the gameplay below." So the first issue we start off with is outdated roster. Now, before this game came out, we knew the roster was going to be kind of skinny. And to be honest with y'all, I don't think the roster is ever going to be up to date because they're adding new wrestlers to AEW TV pretty much every week. If they ever want the luxury of saying this roster is up to date, they're going to have to add 2 new wrestlers every week. One for Dynamite, one for Collision, and throw a bonus one in there once a month for Rampage. That's the only way it's happening. The next issue is lack of match types. Now, this one is very fair, and it's probably the one I hear about the most. The lack of match types is kind of the thing that really hurts AEW Fight Forever more than anything else if you ask me. The Creation Suite is pretty bad too. But if we're talking match types, that's something that definitely needs to be at the top of this list, and it's something we will revisit later. Next up, mini games, waste of time except for Stadium Stampede. Now this is interesting because he said the mini games is a waste of time except for Stadium Stampede. Now, a lot of people say Stadium Stampede is a waste of time, but he's saying he enjoys Stadium Stampede. Some people really enjoy the mini games too. I was shocked, but I was streaming one time and we were talking about the mini games and people in the chat were saying they love the mini games and they actually wanted them to add more. So everything is not for everybody. I think if you don't like the mini games, don't touch them. If you don't like Stadium Stampede, don't touch it. But this tells you some people actually are invested in these modes. Just because they're not for you doesn't mean they don't belong in the game. Personally, I wish they focused on the in-game wrestling, more match types, and maybe building a backstage area, host the Stadium Stampede and the mini games. But again, they're in there for somebody and they are touching the right people, so it's fine. And last but not least, for the opening issues, it's the entire creation suite. And that's going to lead us right into Create a Wrestler. Needs the ability to morph the face. The first time I turned on AEW Fight Forever, I thought, this interface is beautiful. Let's go into Create a Wrestler, create our wrestler, and hop into Road to Elite. When I got in there to create my wrestler and saw there was only like 6 faces to choose from, I knew it was over. No matter how good the body morphing and different outfits they had in there, you can't come back from 6 face templates with no ability to morph the face. If you ask me anything they need to add in AEW Fight Forever when it comes to Create a Wrestler, they gotta add something in there where we can morph our wrestlers' faces. I keep seeing people ask for community creations in this game, and I don't know why you want it, because what are you guys trading? Next, we got more face templates. I think if they give us the little face morphing thing, do we even need more face templates? I mean, they'd be nice, but you know what? Just give us the face morphing thing if that's what you can do. If some wrestlers are not going to be DLC, put the face template plus attire in the shop for purchase. I don't know. Just wait and let's get the wrestlers added as DLC. Wrestling Factory like Fire Pro Wrestling share our creations with one another. There it goes again. We got to get this creation suite boosted before we even think about that. More hair/attire options, that's fair. Add more than one logo and tattoo. Ability to change the wrestler's movesets. You must mean the wrestler on the roster. I thought you could do that. You can't? Ugh. I was always planning to give Jade Cargill Wardlow's knee as her signature because that spine buster takes too long to set up and people always break it up if you're in like a multi-man match. I never got to it, so I'm glad I didn't if you can't change the moves. Ability to change non-created wrestlers' attire color. Alright, match types. Need more than 4-player match types for online and offline. You know what, I can make excuses for it, but I guess it's inexcusable. We should definitely be able to have more than 4 players in the ring. Ladder match should be able to be played by up to 6 people. Ladder match should be able to be played in a lot of different ways that it's not, and I don't know, that just kind of breaks the mold to me. Exploding barbed wire death match should be able to be played by 4 people. That could become a bit of a mess. It was a one-on-one match when they showed it on TV in AEW, so that one might be hard to figure out. Tornado tag. Why is a tornado tag not in this game? Don't ask me because I have no idea. It can't be that hard to set up. Cage match. That's the one match I was hoping we got in season 2, and I think that would have saved season 2 where it wouldn't have been such a bummer when we actually got the announcement of what was going to be included. But the fact that there's no match types, and this is the thing we were asking for the most, is just mind-boggling, man. It's mind-boggling, it's tone deaf, and I just don't get it. I just really don't get it. A coffin match seems like it would be an easy one. Again, I say it all the time. I don't make video games, so it's easy to say. But I think a coffin match would be one that we see in the game a lot sooner rather than some of the other matches. I would love to see blood and guts. Even if it was just one cage like the Hell in a Cell, just do it, you know? Put it in the game. I don't think nobody's going to complain. Controls. The running in one direction is dated. We need back omnidirection controls. Now, when I first picked up this game for the first time, that is something that I noticed. I was like, oh, I can't change my direction while running. I believe they were going for like the No Mercy feel, but you know what? I'm used to it now, but when I first picked it up, it was kind of jarring. I was like, what are y'all doing? This. You know what? You could do a No Mercy style game, but make it modern. One direction is a mess. Maybe just one reverse button. No. No. I say keep it at 2. People reverse too much already as it is, so I think we need to keep it at 2. That way you at least can make people guess. What do y'all think about it? Let me know. Ladder match, when going for the coin, the minigame needs to take longer. This was actually something that was fixed in Melon Bread's patch. They block mods now, apparently, so maybe this is why, but this is something that is possible because we've seen the modders do it, so I think that would be good that they actually make that take longer. It'll make the matches last longer. That's another thing. I would like to see the wrestlers more durable. I think it was done by design that everybody gets pinned fast in the game, but I do think they need to up the durability so we can have more fun matches. Suggestions: ref needs to run and get into position faster. That's not something I noticed. I think that's kind of nitpicky. Like stated earlier, omnidirectional running instead of single direction running, I can definitely get into that. It might take a while to get used to it if they change it, but if they did, I wouldn't be mad. Maybe give you the option. I don't know. Make it an option in the settings. More 4-player and up match types. Ragdoll rope physics. Shout out to SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, the best one of all time. Online title defense, that'll be really cool. Logo uploader on a completely separate server on how FPWW has it. Y'all, they got to do so much more to create a wrestler before we get the deep things like that. Non-invisible weapons. Add full entrances. That's another thing I don't know if we ever see. If we do, I see some type of big update coming for the 1-year anniversary where they could add something like that, but I don't think we'll ever get it. Not in this one, at least. Maybe in AEW Fight Forever 2. That's definitely going to happen if the financials look good for this one. Updated roster / overhaul. A roster overhaul? So yeah, I mean, they're updating the roster. We look at what was added with season 2. We got the Acclaimed and Tony Storm. That's very light. Again, I'm hoping we don't know everything that's included in season 2, because if it's only those few wrestlers, it's bad. In closing, the community expects to see improvement in AEW Fight Forever. We understand that this is AEW's first game and it will take some time for our concerns to be addressed. We hope to see you all listening to the community more than others have in other titles. Thank you, Coach the GOAT. So I think this is really good stuff. One thing he didn't mention is the pin system. And I know a lot of people have complaints about the pin system, but personally, I use the tap button pin system in the 2K games. I think that's fine, but I think there needs to be some type of meter so you know how close you are to kicking out. Maybe there could be a pin mini game for the people who don't like the button mash system, but that's my preference. I just need to see a meter. And make the wrestlers more durable so that matches actually last more than 3 to 5 minutes. But make sure you guys get on X if you have an account, drop a like on this, and retweet it so we can get this heard by the right people. AEW Fight Forever is not dead yet, but they gotta get it together before that WWE 2K24 rollout officially starts. Thank y'all for tuning into this video. Don't forget to drop a like on it and smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. Want to know what other people think about AEW Fight Forever? Check out this video where I reacted to all of your comments on one of my last videos. I might do the same thing with this video next week, so drop those comments that you want to be heard. Bomb Squad, let's get to that.